Welcome to Inside British Royals. This is your exclusive look inside the world's most famous family. We are exploring the scandals, secrets, and power plays that define the modern monarchy. If you are new here, please do well to hit that subscribe button for more updates. Just 4 short words in an email, but they threaten to blow the doors off a carefully guarded royal facade. They expose a grim world where power, money, and depravity intersect. These words were sent by the man then known as Prince Andrew, Duke of York. The person on the receiving end? The convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. And the subject of their little arrangement was none other than the brutal Libyan dictator, Colonel Muammar Gaddafi. This is the story of how a member of the British royal family, while working as an official UK trade envoy, allegedly tried to broker a meeting between two of the world's most infamous men. It's a story pieced together from a trail of digital breadcrumbs, damning emails that reveal a shocking disregard for public duty and a disturbing closeness to darkness. For years, the true nature of the relationship between Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor and Jeffrey Epstein has been a source of wild speculation and horrifying testimony. But these messages suggest something even worse, that a public office was potentially being used for private and deeply questionable financial gain. It all started on October 7, 2010. An email lands in the inbox of David Stern, a business associate of Andrew's. The sender is Jeffrey Epstein. The message is misspelled, but its meaning is perfectly clear. "I want to go to Tripoli, let's organize with PA" was a known alias for Prince Andrew throughout Epstein's communications. Stern's reply comes back the same day, confirming he's spoken to Andrew and that Tripoli can be organized. But Andrew wanted more details. The very next day, October 8th, Epstein explained why he was so keen. He tells Stern that people who have met with the Libyan dictator asked if he, Epstein, wanted a meeting. The reason? Because Gaddafi, in Epstein's own words, does not know where to put his money. Epstein then floats the critical idea. He wonders if Pa should make the intro instead. The request couldn't be clearer. Epstein, a convicted sex offender, wanted the Queen's son, a representative of the British government, to personally introduce him to one of the world's most notorious dictators to talk about managing his vast, blood-soaked fortune. At the time, Libya was trying to open its economy to the world, looking for ways to move beyond its total reliance on oil. This set off a gold rush for international financiers, and it seems Andrew was more than willing to help his friend get a piece of the pie. Stern replies to Epstein, noting that Andrew is leaving for an official trade tour of Asia, and that they will discuss the best approach when they meet in Hong Kong on October 17th. While serving as the UK's special representative for international trade and investment, Andrew's job was to promote British business interests abroad. It was a taxpayer-funded position of immense trust and access. Yet, even during an official government trip, his attention was clearly divided. The email chain goes quiet for a few weeks before picking back up in early November. David Stern updates Epstein using cryptic language. He writes that PA will meet the man who is his link to the father tonight or tomorrow. The father, as it becomes clear, was a code name for Colonel Gaddafi, used to distinguish him from his prominent son, Saif, whom Andrew had also met officially. Then, on November 4th, the communication becomes chillingly direct. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor himself emails Jeffrey Epstein. No more go-betweens. The message reads, "I will call you later this evening after I have had my chat with my Libyan contact to see what we can arrange for you in Tripoli." Just hours later, a second, more definitive email arrives from Andrew. "Libya fixed. Call me whenever." Let that sink in for a moment. The Queen's son, acting as a UK trade envoy, tells a convicted sex offender he has successfully arranged an introduction to a murderous dictator. For reasons that still aren't clear, the meeting never actually happened. Travel itineraries show Epstein didn't fly to Libya as planned. But the intent, documented in their own words, is undeniable. This wasn't just a gross misjudgment. It was a staggering betrayal of his public role. Instead of advocating for Britain's interests, the evidence suggests he was acting in the financial interests of his wealthiest and most compromised friends. The attempted Gaddafi meeting wasn't a one-off. It was part of a much wider, more disturbing pattern of behavior that is now part of a police assessment. The emails released from the Jeffrey Epstein files reveal communications between Andrew, Epstein, and Stern stretching from at least 2010 to 2018. This relationship continued long after Andrew stepped down from his trade envoy role in July 2011 amid growing controversy. And these weren't just friendly chats. The emails suggest an attempt to build a formal business partnership. They talk about a Green Park group, with Epstein referred to as the guru. One email chillingly suggests that Epstein and Stern should act as the ghost in the upside of this entity. Another email from Stern to Epstein in 2010 proposes a joint private wealth business, suggesting they could very discreetly make PA part of it and use his aura and access. It was a brazen plan to monetize Andrew's royal status and government connections. But the abuse of his position appears to have gone even further. While on official government business, Andrew was allegedly sharing state secrets. Thames Valley Police are now assessing claims that Andrew shared confidential government reports with Epstein. One document, a confidential briefing on investment opportunities in Afghanistan's Helmand province, detailed high-value commercial opportunities, including gold and uranium deposits. In a December 2010 email, Andrew allegedly sent this report to Epstein, describing it as a confidential brief produced by the provincial reconstruction team in Helmand province. This happened during the same month Andrew was visiting UK forces stationed there. Further emails suggest he also sent Epstein official reports from his trade visits to Singapore, Hong Kong. What we're looking at is a mountain of evidence suggesting a man born into immense privilege used his public role not to serve his country, but to serve himself and his criminal associate. The implications are staggering. What do you think should happen next? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're getting value from this investigation, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. These revelations have, rightly, triggered a police response. Thames Valley Police confirmed they are conducting an ongoing assessment of allegations relating to misconduct in public office. On February 11, 2026, Assistant Chief Constable Oliver Wright confirmed that as part of this assessment, the force has engaged in discussions with specialist prosecutors from the Crown Prosecution Service, CPS. This is a big step. An assessment isn't a full-blown criminal investigation yet, but bringing in specialist prosecutors shows just how seriously these allegations are being taken. The potential crime, misconduct in public office, is complex but can carry a maximum sentence of life imprisonment. It targets the fundamental abuse of public trust, where an official knowingly misuses their position for personal gain. The royal family has been forced to react. Buckingham Palace issued a statement acknowledging King Charles's profound concern at the allegations and stated they stand ready to support the police if approached. A spokesperson for the Prince and Princess of Wales also expressed that they have been deeply concerned by the continuing revelations. For Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, the fall from grace has been brutal and swift. It began in early 2022 when his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, stripped him of his military affiliations and he ceased using his HRH style. Then, in late 2025, King Charles took the unprecedented final step, formally stripping him of his titles, including Prince and Duke of York, through a letters patent. He is no longer His Royal Highness. But losing titles is a matter of royal protocol. Being investigated for corruption is a matter of law. The email trail lays it all bare, from the blunt request to organize Tripoli to the coded language of the father and the triumphant Libya fixed. It tells the story of a royal trade envoy who, instead of championing British industry, was allegedly working to connect a convicted pedophile with a dictator to manage his fortune. It points to a man who saw confidential government intelligence on war-torn Afghanistan not as a solemn duty, but as an opportunity to be shared with his disgraced friend. This goes far beyond poor judgment or hanging out with the wrong crowd. The evidence in these emails suggests a deliberate, sustained effort to leverage a position of public trust for private enrichment, all in partnership with one of the most monstrous criminals of our time. The police assessment will determine if these actions were criminal. But what's already clear is that Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor's conduct has left an irrevocable stain on the institution he was born into, raising profound and disturbing questions about unchecked power, access, and arrogance. The world is now watching to see if there will finally be a reckoning.